Baiklah, saya Dian Mulyati. Di sini saya akan melanjutkan untuk yang halaman 80, yaitu Books and Whisker Plot. When I'm ever going to use this, nutrition, the calories, the serving of item for the meat, poultry and fish food group are shown in the table. 1. What is the median of the data? 2. Into how many parts does the median divide the data? A median divides a data set into 2 parts. To divide the data into 4 parts, find the median of the lower half, calculate the lower quartile, and the median of the upper half, calculate the upper quartile. A box and whisker plot is a diagram that summarizes data by dividing it into 4 parts. Example, construct a box and whisker plot. 1. Nutrition, make a box and whisker plot of the data in the table above. Step 1. Order the data from least to greatest. Step 2. Find the median and the quartiles. 17, 110, 120, 135, 135, 165, 175, 175, 118, 200, 205, 240, 245, 275. Step 3. Draw a number line. The scale shown is called the median, the quartiles, and the least and greatest values, which are called the lower extreme and the upper extreme, respectively. Grab the values as point above the line. Step 4. Draw the box and whisker. Each of the 4 parts of a box and whisker plot contain 1/40 of the data. Example, analyze data. 2. Excretor. The table shows the height of the 10 tails will be in its place. Missouri. Make a box and whisker plot of the data. Then use it to script how the data are split out. Find the median, the quartile, and the extreme. Then construct the plot. Median equal 485 at 420 divides or 452.5 LQ equal 398 UK equal 557 lower extreme equal 375 upper extreme equal 593. The graph shows that half of the tiles building are between 398 and 557 feet high. The large range of the 4 quartile is from 452.5 to 557 feet. 140 of the tiles building are within this height. Another way to describe how data are split out is to use the interquartile range or the discrete between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. Now listen to 3. You learn columns separately form the list of the data. In a books and whisker plot, outlier are data that are more than 1.5 times the interquartile rank from the quartiles. They are not included in the whisker of a books and whisker plot. Example, indicative include earlier 3 preceding the table show the X of the last 21 preceding when they first took office. Make a books and whisker plot of the data. Find the median and the quartile. Put the point and draw a box. Next, determine whether there are any outlier interquartile rank U key less L key equal 58 less 51 or 7. So outlier are data more than 1.57 or 10.5 from the quartile. Lower limit L key less 10.5 equal 51 less 10.5 or 15.5. Upper limit U key at 10.5 equal 58 at 10.5 or 68.5. And data point that is less than 40.5 or greater than 68.5 is an outlier. So 68 is an outlier. Put the outlier using a dot. Then draw the lower whisker to the lower extreme 42 and the upper whisker to the greatest column that is not an outlier 64. Skill and concepts check. 1. Writing maths. Describe advantage of using a step and left plot and advantage of using a books and whisker plot to display data. 2. Open-ended. Draw a books and whisker plot in which the data between the lower quartile and the median are clustered, and the data between the median and the upper quartile are spaced out. Guided practice for exercise 3 to 6. Refer to the data at the right, it giving the number of calories in common snacks you can buy at the movies. 3. Find the lower extreme, L key, median, U key, and upper extreme. 4. Are there any outliers? If so, indicate them. 5. Draw a books and whisker plot of the data. 6. What is the large rank of the 4 quartiles? Example, what this mean? Practice and application. Sport for exercise 7 to 9. Refer to the table at the right. It shows the regular season games won by its means professional basketball team in a research session. 7. Find the lower extreme, L key, median, U key, and upper extreme. 8. Draw a box and whisker plot of the data. 9. What fraction of the data are between 45 and 51.5? 5. Grid square for exercise 10 to 13. Refer to table at the right. It shows the length of 22 of the long suspension which gets in North America. 10. Determine the interquartile ring. 11. What are the limits on outlier? Are there any outlier? 12. Draw a box and with square plot of the data. 13. What portion of the bridge are between 1,600 and 2,800 feet long. 15. Compare and contrast the data represented in the box and with square plot at the right. 15. Critical thinking. Describe a set of the data in which there is only the whisker in its box and whisker plot. Spiral refill with standardized text practice. 16. Multiple choice. What is the lower quartile of the data in the box and whisker plot at the right? A. 16. B. 15. C. 30. D. 20. 17. Grid in. Find the interquartile ring of the following set of data. 25, 36, 46, 15, 30, 53, 40, 32, 17, 45, 41, 31, 56, 15, 52, 47, 26. Rainfall for exercise 18 and 19. Refer to the table at the right. 18. Make a stem and leaf plot of this data. 19. Find the mean, median, and mode route to the nearest things if necessary. Getting ready for the next lesson. Prerequisite skill, scores, and appropriate interval and scale to make a frequency table for each set of data. 20, 9, 0, 18, 17, 2, 9, 8, 30, 4. 21, 30, 20, 60, 18, 19, 110, 14. Graphing calculator investigation. A follow-up of question to see book and whisker plot. You can cater a books and whisker plot using a B.inggris 84 plus graphing calculator. Activity: make a books and whisker plot of the data at the right. It shows the graphs on Miss Romeo's last match 7 test. Step 1. Enter the data. Begin by clearing any existing data in the first list. L1, restart, enter, clear, enter. Then enter the data into L1, input each number and press enter. Step 2. Sketch the tip of grass. Press 2 in start plot, enter to sketch the first plot. Highlight on the modified books and whisker plot of plot for the table, and one for the list, and one as the frequency. Step 3. Scroll the display window. Press window and scroll appropriate rank setting for the X values. The window 15 to 110 with a scale of 5 in school all of this data. Step 4. Display the graph. Press graph, press start, and the arrow key to determine the 5K data point of your graph. Exercise 1. What are the volume of the 5K data point of the graph? What do they represent? 2. What percent of the test score are below 78? What percent of the test score are above the median? What percent of the test score are below the median? 4. What percentage of the score are between 56 and 86? 5. Suppose you earned a grade of 18. Describe what percent of students score high and what percent score lower than you. Bar, graph, and histogram. When I'm ever going to use this animal, the cheese is the fastest known land animal. The table shows its fastest speed and the top speed of 4 other land animals. 1. What are the fastest and lowest speed recorded in the table? 2. How can you create a visual representation to summarize the data? 3. Do any of these representations show both the animal name and its speed? A bar graph is one method of comparing data by using solid bar to represent quantities. Example, construct a bar graph. 1. Make a bar graph to display the data in the table above. Step 1. Draw a horizontal axis and vertical axis. Label the x-axis. So, in the case, the scale on the vertical axis is curved so that it includes all the speed and theta. Step 2. Draw a bar to represent scale category. In that case, a bar is used to represent the speed of each animal. A special kind of bar graph called a histogram was bar to represent the frequency of numerical data that have been organized in interval. Example, construct a histogram to animal. The top speed of these different land animals have been organized into a frequency table. Make a histogram of the data. Step 1. Draw and label horizontal and vertical axis and theta. Step 2. Draw a bar to represent the frequency of each interval. The two has bar represent a majority of the data. From the graph, you can easily see that most of the animals have a top speed of 31 to 15 miles per hour. Example, compare bar graph and histogram. 3. Textbooks refer to the graph below. Which graph will you use to determine how many textbooks have less than 600 pages? Graph B. Which graph will you use to compare the sheets of a sketchbook and a history books? Graph A. Example, use graph to solve a problem. 4. Multiple choice item which conclusion cannot be made about the data in graph B in example 3. A. There are 105 books in the data sets. B. 20 books have between 200 and 399 pages. C. Most books have the fewest pages. D. The interval with the first books is 0 to 199. Write the test item. Determine which of the four statements is not correct. Solve the test item. A is correct. 5 books have 0 to 199 pages. 20 books have 200 to 399 pages, and so on for a total of 105 books. B is correct. The bar representing 200 to 399 have a volume of 20. C is correct. The graph does not describe individual books. D is correct. Only 5 books have 0 to 199 pages, which is less than the other interval. The answer is C. Skill and concepts check. 1. Describe how to determine the number of volumes in a data set using a histogram. 2. Writing maths. Can any data set be displayed using a histogram? If yes, explain why. If no, give a counter example and explain why not. Guided practice. For exercise 3 to 6, use the table at the right. 3. Describe the data in the table. 4. Make a bar graph of the data. 5. What do the horizontal and vertical axis represent? 6. Which country won the most deals the last years? Practice and application. For exercise 7 to 10, use the table below. 7. Describe the data in the table. 8. What does its interval represent? 9. Make a histogram of the data. 10. Describe general pattern in the histogram. Technology. For exercise 11 to 13, use the bar graph below. 11. How is this bar graph different from the other bar graph in the lesson? 11. Describe how the number of scales form subscriber graph over the 15-year period. 3:30. Use the graph to predict the number of scale form describer in 2006. For exercise 14 to 16, use the histogram at the right and the information below. Congress is made up of senator and representative. Each state has 2 senators and the number of representatives per state is determined by the state's population. 14. What does its interval represent? 15. Describe general pattern in the histogram. 16. 3 are 4,035 members in the House of Representatives. Determine the mean number of representatives per state. Compare this volume to the volume of the median number according to the histogram. Discuss the significance of 38 states having 10 or fewer representatives. 17. Critical thinking. The Instagram supplier salaries to the $1 million for to measure length baseball teams compare the salary distribution of the two teams. Extending deletion. A multiple bar graph how two or more set of data on the same graph. The multiple bar graph compare the annual cost of using all model appliances and using equivalent new model application. 18. For which appliance is the difference in electricity cost between the old and new model? The greatest explain. 19. Describe an advance of using a multi-bar graph rather than to support graph to compare data. Spiral review with standardized test practice. 20. Multiple choice. The Instagram at the right show the number of bordering states for each of the 15 states, which is not a true statement. A. The model of the data is 4. B. The greatest number of bordering states is 5. C. The states have 5 bordering status. D. No states have only one bordering state. 21. So respond. Which type of graph can be drawn using the data in a frequency table? For exercise 22 and 23, use the data 12, 17, 23, 5, 9, 25, 30, 60, 2, 25, 31, and 10. 22. Make a box and whisker plot of the data. 23. Make a stem and left plot of the data. Getting ready for the next lesson. Prerequisite skill. Determine whether a statement is true or false. 24. The vertical scale on a line graph must 5 equal interval. 25. You do not need to table the axis of a line graph. Spiral state investigation. A follow-up of lesson 2. Multiple line and multiple bar graph. In lesson 2 and 2 to 7, you interpret stats data in a multiple line graph and a multiple bar graph respective. You can use a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet to make these two types of graph. Activity 1. The stopping distances on the pavement on wet pavement are shown in the table at the right. Set up a spreadsheet like the one shown below. The next step is to tell the spreadsheet to make a double line graph of the data. 1. Highlight the data in column B and C for B2 to C6. 2. Click on the car wizard icon. 3. Just cast the line graph and click next. 4. To set the x-axis, scroll the series tab and press the icon next to the category x-axis label. 5. On the spreadsheet, highlight the data in column A from A3 through A6. 6. Press the icon on the bottom of the car wizard box to automatically paste the information. 7. Click Next and enter the car title and label for the X and Y axis. 8. Click Next and then Finish. Activity 2. Use the same data to make a multi-bar graph. Set up the spreadsheet shown in Activity 1. The next step is to tell the spreadsheet to make a bar graph for that data. Highlight the data in column B and C for B2 to C6. Click on the car wizard icon. Click on column and next to choose the vertical bar graph. Complete step 4 to 8 from Activity 1. Exercise 1. Explain the step you will take to make a multiple line graph of the stopping distance, then include the speeds 55, 65, and 75. 2. Open indent. Collect some data then can be displayed in a multiple line graph or a multiple bar graph. Record the data in a spreadsheet, then make a graph to display the data. 3. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of using a spreadsheet to make a multiple bar graph. Misleading statistics. When I'm ever going to use this transportation, a graph like the one at the right apparatus in a brochure describing various modes of transportation. 1. Approximately how many more passengers per lane can a 14-foot bus transports in a hour than a car can transport. 2. Is the bus on the graph about sticks or legs or the car explained? 3. Do you think the graph apparatus in a brochure for a train, bus, transit company or for a car company? What makes you think so? The graph above shows that a car can transport about 5,000 people per line per hour. A train can transport about 4 times that many. However, the train on the graph is much more than 4 times larger than the car. For this reason, the graph could be considered misleading. Other words than graph could be misleading are if there is no title, there are no laps on the x or scales, or the interval on a scale are not equal. Example, misleading graph. 1. Bussiness. The line graph below shows more profits of a company for October to March. Which graph is misleading? Explain. Graph B is misleading because the vertical scale has interval of both $500 and $100. The increase in profit are exaggerated. Statistical average whose the described data might also be misleading. For example, whenever there are Outlier, they mean my love. Be a good way to describe a data set because it is a function. There must be outlier.